Okay, great. So welcome everyone to the Career Design and Development Virtual Resources Workshop. My name is Sally Lawrence. I am joined by my colleague, Natalie Dodona, and we are going to give an overview of virtual resources that are offered out of the Career Design and Development Office. We are also going to spend some time talking about virtual career fairs, how to navigate virtual career fair and interact during a career fair session, and of course, answer any questions that you may have. So with that, Natalie, why don't you get us started?
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Natalie again. I am the Program Manager, Virtual Career Engagement for our office. And I am going to kick us off with going over our website. So the Career Design and Development Office does have our own website on the myWidener page. It's an interactive website where you can access resources 24/7. I am going to go over a few of these resources along with our career checklists, our events for the upcoming semester, and our inside track map. So let me share my screen. Okay. So to access our website, you will want to log into your myWidener page. Once you're logged in, you can just search for the Career Design and Development, and it should be the first tab that comes up here. So once you click on that, it will bring you to our homepage. If you scroll a bit down, you will see this image for the inside track map. You can click here on that. You'll want to click again, and then you'll see that it's fillable. So you'll be able to type in here into the template in real time. And the inside track map is an interactive tool that really helps you track your ideas about your future, your on-campus involvement, and professional experiences you have throughout your journey here as a Widener student. So let me go back to our homepage. You will also see here these career checklists that I mentioned. They are separated by class year. So for instance, the second year checklist, and they provide different steps for you to follow along your career path. So career steps to meet with your counselor about and to check out on your own. So some of the resources we provide. So this is really helpful. We recommend referring to this each year. So back to the homepage, if you scroll further down, you will see our event flyer for each semester. So for this semester, we have the fall 2021 events here. You can click right onto this flyer and register for any of our clinics, workshops, or fairs. I do want to note that our workshops, clinics, and fairs will be virtual for this semester. You can also view our events for this semester here on this events tab. It's just another way to access this information. And then briefly, I wanted to point out a few other helpful areas on our website. So under Design Your Career, you'll see Career Exploration. Again, you'll see the inside track map. Right here, if you're deciding, maybe you're considering switching your major or trying to really start a plan for your career options, you'll see here that we have career exploration guides as well as resources. And two of those resources that I want to point out is what can I do with this major and the Focus 2 assessment. Both of these resources are free to all Widener students. So you can take these assessments and then meet with a career counselor to discuss your results and come up with steps for your plan. They're really helpful tools to use. I'm going to scroll back up here and then under Develop Professional Skills and under Professional Branding is where you'll find helpful resources for creating your resume and cover letter. So for instance, if you click on resume, you'll see these guides here to really begin building your resume, as well as a video here on building that resume. And our videos are always linked to our YouTube page that we also have. And then further down, you'll see some specific resume tools by major to help you really get started drafting that resume. And then similarly, For cover letters, under that same main tab, you'll have some resources here at the top to really help you guide you to start building your cover letter, as well as the introduction video and tools down here to really help you start drafting that cover letter. Also, under Develop Professional Skills, you'll see this tab for interviewing and salary negotiation. Another really great resource we have here is Big Interview. Again, this is free for all Widener students. You can sign up with your Widener email address, and it's really great. You can practice interview questions and strategies for so many different industries. You can also record your interview responses to help get feedback. If you have a friend or a family member or a professor, they can help you review your interview practice. Really helpful. And then down here, you'll also see interviewing guides as well as resources for salary. And then lastly, I want to point out this Start Connecting tab. So here you will see some information on how to join Handshake, which is our platform that will connect you with employers and to help you search for internships and jobs, as well as WidenerCONNECT, which is a networking platform for our Widener community. So we encourage you to sign up for both of these platforms. And again, we really encourage you to spend time looking throughout our website to really explore all of the resources and tools that we have available here to help you get started on your career journey.
All right, and I'll reshare the presentation. Natalie, did you want to go through these slides as well? Or should I just go right to the virtual career fair?
If you want to go to Widener next.
Sure, great.
Thank you. Okay, so again, as I mentioned, WidenerCONNECT, this is a networking platform for Widener. So it's similar to LinkedIn, but it's only for our Widener community, so students, alumni, faculty, and staff. It's an easy sign up process, so you can sign up either with your email address, if you have a LinkedIn profile, or even a Facebook profile, and then that information will be automatically synced into the platform. And then I'm going to share my screen again really quickly to walk through WidenerCONNECT. So I am in the student view. So this is what it'll look like once you set up your profile and you're logged in. And this is the home page. So an area that you will want to spend time in is the Explore the Community section. So this is where you can connect with alumni users on the platform. You can search by location, major, industry, and then there's more filters. So you'll see there's many options here: company, organization, graduation year, and then there's this topics of interest that you can search by. So when alumni users sign up for the platform, they identify areas where they want to help students with. This could be from networking advice, relocating to a new city, to resume review. So you can search for alumni on the platform that have designated these areas that they want to support students with. And then once you find an alum you want to connect with, you can click on Let's Connect. And you can send a quick message. Maybe you want to hear a little more about their career journey and how they got into the position that they're in now. Or maybe you want to learn about networking advice. So the great thing is that WidenerCONNECT provides a template here already, so you can just send this. You can also request a meeting. So if you're looking to have an informational interview, you can suggest some dates and times to meet. And what also is really great is that if you select phone call or video call, you can have this meeting right through the platform, so you're not exchanging personal information. There's also this groups function on WidenerCONNECT, which just is another way to connect and network with alumni and your peers. You'll see we have groups here for Alumni Council, the class of 2020. We have groups broken down by industry, and we have a group for our science affinity. There is the opportunity section where you can search for jobs and internships in real time. And these are fed in through the Handshake platform. And you can also set up search alerts on here. There's also the discussion feature, which is really helpful, where you can post a quick question. So say you're preparing for an upcoming interview and you wanted to ask something quickly, you can post that here, and then alumni or students can comment and give you some advice. Again, really helpful feature on the platform. And lastly, we have our resources section. So for students, you will want to click on the for mentees. And then you'll find some general information here on what mentorship is, on informational interviews and how to follow up afterwards, as well as our senior speaker series and a really helpful presentation on the job search. So this is WidenerCONNECT in a nutshell. And again, we really encourage you to sign up and to start connecting with alumni on the platform. It's never too soon to really start working on your network. And then we also have JobScan, which is another really fun and helpful tool. So JobScan is a website that uses applicant tracking system technology to analyze how closely your resume aligns with a job posting. In addition to scanning a resume, JobScan has information about resume writing, job searching, and updating your LinkedIn profile. Coming a bit later this fall semester, we will be launching our own Widener branded JobScan site that will provide all of our students with an unlimited number of document scans. So stay tuned.
Great. Great. Thank you, Natalie. I'm going to dive right in and talk a little bit or a lot about virtual career fairs. So obviously we were all virtual last year, 100%. And we got used to living in this virtual world. That meant career fairs were also virtual. Career fairs are remaining virtual for the fall semester. And Widener hosts virtual career fairs using that Handshake platform. So I'm going to take the next couple of slides to talk to you about what a virtual career fair is, how to interact with it on Handshake, and then show you live in the platform of what it's going to look like to register for the career fair and sign up for slots to speak with recruiters and organizations. So to start, what is a virtual career fair? So it's what it sounds like. It's an opportunity to meet recruiters and other employees, not face-to-face, but through video sessions. One of the biggest pros to a virtual career fair is there's no waiting in line to talk to recruiters. It takes that kind of anxiety and that unknown out of, perhaps if you've ever been to an in-person career fair, walking into an auditorium and standing in line trying to get the attention of a recruiter. It also allows the student or the candidate, the job candidate, to really prepare and do research on companies because you'll see that you'll have your recruiting schedule laid out for you when you go into the platform to sign up for slots to talk to recruiters. So like I said, Widener uses Handshake for virtual career fairs. And it's important to note that the companies that register for these career fairs specifically are interested in hiring Widener students. So they are here in this virtual setting to talk to students like yourself. So you'll see once we get into the Handshake platform that there are two types of virtual fair sessions. So there's a group session. It's a lot like an information session. It's a lot like this platform or this interface that we're in right now. You're going to join other students to sign on to meet recruiters at a specific organization via video. You'll have the opportunity to literally raise your hand and ask questions via audio, or there is a chat-based text function that you can ask questions of the recruiter that way. Another option is a one-on-one session with a recruiter. So think about if you're in a in-person career fair setting, you're standing in line at a fair to talk to a recruiter. If this is the same concept, except it's a scheduled time that you'll sit down in front of your computer and log in to talk to a person one-on-one about their organization. Those one-on-one sessions last up to 10 minutes long. So again, here's some screenshots of Handshake. After I go through these couple slides, I'm going to go into the platform and show you in real time what it looks like. As well as if this is the first time that you've logged on to your Handshake profile, kind of what that will look like as well. So you're looking at your homepage of your Handshake profile. Handshake is single sign-on. So once you navigate to where Handshake lives on our myWidener, you're going to sign in with your Widener student email address and password. Specifically for virtual career fairs on Handshake, you're going to navigate to the upper left-hand corner where it says events. Click on events, filter by career fair. And you will see highlighted here the 3 career fairs that we have here for Widener students for this fall semester. We have an engineering career fair in November, also a nursing career fair that's also virtual in November. For purpose of this example, I'm going to click on our upcoming School of Business virtual career fair happening September 22nd. So I'm going to open a page to the virtual career fair, and I can see a bluish purple button to register. Once I click on that button, it's a one-click registration. I am signed up to attend this career fair. On that page, I'm also going to see where I can click on available sessions. That's where you'll see a list of all of the organizations who have registered to attend our career fair. And you can click on either picking to meet one-on-one with an individual recruiter or join a group session that the employer has scheduled that day. So I'm going to back out of this and take you to what that looks like in real time on my Handshake profile. So this is a student view of a Handshake profile. I, again, have logged in, single sign-on using my Widener email address and password. And if it's the first time that you're logging on to Handshake, it's going to ask you a whole lot of questions about your interests, your job interests, your goals. That's because it learns to send you jobs and events that are based on the interests that you tell it. It's also going to give you an opportunity to fill out a profile, much like you would on LinkedIn, much like you would do on WidenerCONNECT. And we're going to talk about the importance of filling out that profile in a minute. So again, I'm navigating to events. I'm going to filter by career fair. This is also the page where you can find other recruiting events, workshops, either at Widener or externally. But for this purpose, we're going to click on career fair. I'm going to click on School of Business Administration Virtual Career Fair. And here's that register button. So I'm interested in attending that day. I'm going to click register. You're registered. What's next? It says sign up for sessions, view available group and one-on-one sessions with employers you're interested in. So click on the view employer sessions to take me to that page. Again, you'll see all of the organizations that have registered for our career fair so far are listed on this available sessions page. For this example, I'm interested in speaking and learning more about the firm Markham. I can click on, if I'm interested in having a one-on-one conversation with recruiter, I can click on one-on-one sessions with Markham. I can see all of the available times that Jill, the recruiter from Human Resources, has to speak with me. I would take my own schedule into consideration. I would like to meet with her at 2:30. Click on the 2:30 time slot. I think it's important to mention in this view that you can also see a description of the company and the types of jobs that they're recruiting for at this time. So I've clicked on my 2:30 time slot and I'm going to hit confirm. I can also look at another session. Let's see if I can click on a group session. I also want to learn more about this firm, Albero, Kupferman and Associates, but I think I want to learn about it in a group session. And that group session is at 1 o'clock. I can confirm my participation in that group session. You'll see as I populate, so this fair goes from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And my sessions that I have chosen to attend are now listed in the Your Sessions tab on the right side of the screen. I can also navigate to your schedule, and it has it lined up in timeline order of the sessions that I have chosen to participate in. So that's what it's looking like in kind of real time as you navigate through the Handshake platform. Okay. So just a couple helpful tips when thinking about preparing for your virtual career fair participation. You can join up to 5 minutes before a session to test your video and audio. I highly recommend that you do this. You'll be able to kind of test out if your video is working, if your audio is working. Handshake platform works best with the Google Chrome web browser. Again, one-on-one sessions with a recruiter can last up to 10 minutes, and the group information session with a recruiter can last up to 30 minutes. So the day of, this is a screenshot of what your Handshake profile is going to look like the day of. So you've logged into the career fair that you've registered for. You have your schedule. You'll have your schedule listed, and you'll see these join video buttons next to the appointments that you have registered for, either your one-on-one session or your group session. So all of the video interaction will happen directly on the Handshake platform. You won't have to navigate to Zoom, etc. You will be joining video directly from Handshake. This is an example of what that interface is going to look like. We're all used we're trying to get used to having these virtual conversations with people. And you can also see that there is the chat text-based function as well. So I'm going to go through some tips to succeed before, during, and after the fair, before we get to any of your questions. So I talked a little bit about updating your Handshake profile. Again, your Handshake profile and your Handshake account is a lot like a LinkedIn account that you might have, a WidenerCONNECT account that you will make after this, this workshop. You're going to complete as much information as possible. That means load the internships or work experience that you have on there, any relevant courses. Make sure your major and your graduation year are up to date. You can have the chance to upload a current resume. This is important because if I'm a recruiter preparing to speak with you on Handshake during the virtual career fair, I can look up your Handshake profile on the Handshake database and kind of see that. And it gives me a really good visual of what kind of student you are and what you're pursuing even before I speak with you. It's also important that your profile privacy settings in Handshake are set to employer or community so that outside external partners are able to view you if you choose. So again, find out which employers are attending. Attending organizations will be listed in the career fair event on Handshake. Research the employers you will meet. Because this is all of a virtual setting that you planned for before the fair, meaning you've scheduled sessions before the fair, you will know exactly who you're speaking with at exactly the specific times. So it's a chance to go and look up that recruiter on LinkedIn, see maybe where they have worked before, research the company and the culture using websites like LinkedIn and Glassdoor. And again, that kind of being prepared, prepare a few talking points. So practice your 30-second introduction about who you are, what your professional interests or goals in, and probably most importantly, why you're interested in working for that specific company. So during the fair, dress professionally. I know this is a virtual setting, but you're going to want to dress like you are in an in-person interaction professional setting. Dress to make yourself feel confident and be at your best. Remember that they still can see you, as well as the environment that you're in. So find a quiet spot, a neutral background to avoid distractions from the conversation you're having with the recruiter. Arrive on time or early. I'm stressing to log on to early to test your connection and just feel prepared before that video conversation starts. Maintain eye contact and active listening. So just treat the conversation like you would an in-person interaction in a professional setting. And finally, I think with any interaction with a recruiter or in an interview, ask questions. Always ask follow-up questions to show that you're interested in the position. And it's one way to make the recruiter really remember your interaction. So after the fair, so I suggest that you and recommend that you view and apply to open jobs and internships immediately or soon after the fair if you are interested in pursuing an opportunity with the company. Apply promptly to ensure that the recruiter will remember your interaction and remember that they met you through a Widener University recruiting event. And again, keeping your Handshake profile up to date and that online presence, including LinkedIn, including WidenerCONNECT, is the best way to get noticed by employers in a virtual recruiting season that is still happening. I think that the virtual recruiting will be in play for a while in the future. But again, I think that is it. We want to make sure that we're welcoming your questions as well. So I'm gonna, if you have a question, please throw it in the chat, either for Natalie and some of the information that she covered, or myself. Okay, I see Julie has a question about the fair.
And
hi.
So in my career, so in the fair, so and I'm gonna move out apartment soon for a while. In the fair, like internship, like at Widener, I'm going show her office so messy, so I'm going to Joey organize her office, make it so nice. So if Joey mess around the office and messing now, I'm going to help her. I got to teach Joey organize a little better, and okay. Yeah, like that.
Would you mind dropping your information, your email address in the chat, and I can address your question directly after the workshop.
All right.
We have another question here. If students are late to a session for a career fair, can they still access the session? With a group session, you can. If you are late to your session, you will be allowed in. But I believe as far as the career fairs, the online career fairs last year, if you were late to attending a one-on-one session, that 10-minute session with the recruiter, you would not be able to get in to join that session. A workaround that we noticed that students could do is if there was an open session with recruiter at another time later in the afternoon, you could click on that new time to reschedule the time with the recruiter. But yes, it's very, very important to be on time during for your virtual career fair sessions. I see that we also have a question about co-op in the chat that I can definitely address offline. I will put my email address in the chat so that any questions about co-op or other issues can you can send that directly to me. What would be a good question to stand out? Natalie, do you have any insight into this either?
That's a good question. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Natalie.
I think questions about the company culture are important and relevant, so you can ask the recruiter about that, just to find out a little more about their culture, to make sure that that's a matchup for you. You can ask questions specific to a position that they're hiring for and how that person would be successful in that position.
Yeah, I was going to say along the same things when you have those opportunity to ask questions, you're kind of interviewing the company as much as they're interviewing you. And I think that right now, especially as we return to work in a workplace, or if some companies have a virtual or a hybrid workplace, kind of asking questions about that, you get a feel for kind of what the company workspace will look like. And I think that goes along with the company culture. Trying to think if there's any other good standout questions. Maybe and along those lines of this is a big year for everybody, this last year and a half, about how companies had to change and pivot and adapt. You might want to just ask, what was their biggest challenge during this entire time of onboarding new employees or keeping their employees engaged during this time there was a lot of virtual work.
Definitely. Thank you.
Sure. So we also get another question. Do you recommend having your resume with you for the day of the fair to share with a recruiter? So yes, even in this virtual setting, I think that although the conversations were happening virtually over a computer screen, there was the opportunity to send materials to employers and recruiters and follow up after the fact. So if you want it in front of you so you can reference the work that you've done in the past and be able to speak to that, but you also want it handy digitally so that you can send it along if the employer asks for a up-to-date, fresh copy of your resume. So absolutely. And I think that's a good opportunity as we're fielding more questions to share this slide that lists our fall semester events and workshops. And we do have an upcoming, tomorrow, an upcoming interview workshop that tomorrow at noon that will speak more to being prepared to talk to recruiters in an interview setting as well. And some resume clinics per that question. Are you able to attach a resume or other files to the chat function during the meeting? Yes. Yes. You are able to share information that way. I can't speak, I know specifically on a one-on-one session, I don't believe in a group session. Natalie, if you know otherwise, let me know.
That's what I think too.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Great. Well, so we are glad that you joined us today. We hope that you visit our myWidener office site. That site is open, obviously 24/7, a lot of tutorials, a lot of interesting platforms that we were able to get, like JobScan and WidenerCONNECT over the last year. We hope that you will be able to activate your Handshake profile after this and get set up to attend any one of the career fairs that we have coming up this semester, or any of the online workshops and recruiting events that are also featured on Handshake. Great. So with that, I am going to stop recording, and we thank everyone for joining us today.
Thank you, everyone, and good luck this semester.
Thank you.